ReActionExaminer, Tristan Jerkovich. This is my E3 coverage. I'm getting pretty tired here filming all of these things, so yeah, I'm a little loopy. Get over it. I've been up since 10 this morning since I had to do the Microsoft thing at 11:30, and the Sony event was at 8. And this was the thing I was looking forward to all day. And I was very afraid all day because I thought Sony can't possibly match Microsoft. I mean, they had a good reveal, and they can't do it twice in a row, can they? They got in order to basically go against everything Microsoft talked about with their used games and stuff. They'd be crazy to do it, and publishers would be crazy not to just go to Sony. It's just very, 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 very weird, and I was afraid going into it. But you know what? Sony was the best damn conference of the night. Let's get into it, and I'll go with my reactions as we go along, and we'll talk about why it's awesome. So first, Jack Tretton came on the stage, and he was all like, I gotta be humble and everything, and thank everybody who's been standing in line, which humble is a boner for a lot of people. Showing that you have defeat and that you appreciate your customers and treat them like people instead of gamers who drink Mountain Dew and Cheetos, it's respectable. You gotta treat people like human beings, not just consumers. You gotta treat them like people that you love, like friends. You want to be together. You want to join the PlayStation community, etc., and all that stuff. Nintendo community, Microsoft community. You want to invite everybody in, not say, buy this thing because you're a gamer, bro. High five. So that was cool. And they talked about some Vita games that were highlighted. He did not talk about a Vita drop, which was a mistake, I thought. And he very briefly went through the second season of The Walking Dead, Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD, Killzone Mercenary, among some others. Very, very quickly he went through it, obviously saying, yeah, there's stuff coming, but we got bigger fish to fry. And then they showed a trailer reel for The Last of Us, Puppeteer, Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Gran Turismo 6. And they're like, PS3 still alive, everybody. Keep tuning in. Within the next few months, we got some good games. And they did look good. Last of Us seems to be doing very well on Metacritic, and I cannot wait to play it and review it myself on Examiner. Do a little plug. Then it showed up Batman Arkham Origins, and even though it's not being done by Rocksteady, I think it still could be a very good game, especially if they have some people from Rocksteady help with it. I'm not sure if Warner Brothers Studios can pull it off, but yeah, I'm very excited. Those games are very, very good. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are awesome, awesome games. One of the few tie-in games, or not tie-in games, one of the few property games that are awesome. Way awesome than actual games. So yeah, that's happening, and it's going to get exclusive PS3 stuff, like some costumes for Batman, whatever. Grand Theft Auto 5 will be packaged in a PS3 bundle with a headset for $299 September 17th when the game launches. Which, cool, there's going to be a PS3 version with that game and a headset in it. That's a pretty good deal, right? I imagine so. No gameplay demo footage, which there rarely is at these conferences, so I guess whatever. Next was a huge surprise called The Order 1886, and it was basically like a steampunk version of looked like jolly old England. And it looked like they were fighting vampires or werewolves or something. Anyway, it's an impressive trailer done by Already at Dawn, which is a prominent Sony owned studio that did the Daxter from Jack and Daxter spinoff, and they did the two God of War games on the PSP. All three of those games, very good games. It's nice to see that they are coming out and making a PS3 game. I am very excited for it. It wasn't gameplay footage; it was just a CG trailer, but it's nice to see that they're working on something and coming to the actual big console thing. And then, like the PS3, they showed a demo reel of stuff coming for the PS4, which they announced at the reveal. And it was good to get the stuff out of the way because, they want to show new stuff. So they showed Killzone Shadowfall, Drive Club, Infamous Second Son, and Knack. And except for Infamous, everything will be coming at launch. And Infamous will be coming early 2014, which I still think my prediction will hold true, that it'll be coming out in June, around E3 time, or something like that. The Dark Sorcerer was revealed next, which is Quantic Dream's new game, and it will be exclusive to the PS4, of course. Basically, it was like this wizard talking about revenge, and then it revealed that it was actually like being filmed, but it wasn't being filmed. It was very meta, I guess. And I guess tomorrow they're going to be showing off some Tuesday, I should say. Tuesday at 3 p.m., I believe, GMT time. 1 p.m. on the. You figure that crap out. Whatever. They're going to show some gameplay stuff and whatever. I got more stuff to talk about. Next, this guy for a vice president of like third-party relations, or whatever, came on. And he started talking about the indie games, which is awesome because I was hoping that they were going to show more indie support. I thought, the PS4 reveal, surely they not going to keep on talking about this, but they really mean it. They're going to support indies. The first one that came out was Supergiant Games, the creator of Bastion, which is an awesome game. They're showing their new game Transistor, which will be exclusive first to the PS4 in early 2014. And then they announced Sony will be allowing indie developers to self-publish on the PS4. And then they showed off some Sony studio or Sony. They showed off some indie developers that are going to be with Sony and debuting their first games for the PS4, which includes Don't Starve, Mercenary Kings, Octodad, Secret Poncho, Raze, Outlast, Oddworld, New and Tasty, and Galaxy. Now, everything for all these conferences and stuff I talk about, there are going to be pictures and whatnot, but the real thing is not going to matter until you actually see the trailers yourselves, which takes a long time. I would put them out myself, but I would get in trouble because I don't own the rights, blah, 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 blah. That's why I show pictures and I don't show footage anymore because YouTube has weird privacy policies and whatnot. But pictures, hey, pictures are okay from screenshots. So anyway, next, Diablo 3, they talked about very briefly that the PS3 and PS4 version will be getting exclusive items for PlayStation content, like an Uncharted amulet and Journey scarves or items. And then, actually, I forgot to mention somewhere in there, I didn't put it in my wrap-up because I was getting over 400 words. I need to cut something, and the thing I cut was, I believe, after GTA 5, they talked about their dumb Netflix. Like, hey, did you know that PlayStation 3 is the number one thing that people watch Netflix on? Hey, there's this new Flixer app. Hey, there's this new thing called other stuff, and Video Unlimited. It was a very bad shot. It was a good beginning, and then they got to this part, and I thought, great, Sony's going to kill themselves. And they show all these other games. I'm like, wow, they're getting me back. They're getting me back. They're getting me back. Diablo 3, whatever. What could be next? Oh, hey, we got a Square Enix announcement. Holy shit, what's it going to be? I've been crossing my fingers for a long time and making predictions that Final Fantasy Versus 13 would be in a Sony press conference. Always denied. Except for this time when, boom, it was shown in a new gameplay trailer. Gameplay, not just CG, gameplay. And it looks amazing. Oh yeah, and it's called Final Fantasy 15. Boom, predicted. I totally nailed that one. And it's going to be coming to the PS4. Now, hey, this game could totally be on the PS3, right? I mean, it looks beautiful, but, between PS3 and PS4, they basically look somewhat the same. Basically, the PS4 is going to have better processing power, and it's going to be faster. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Less load times, etc., etc. As well as, like, the features of each of the consoles. So whatever, whether it be an up-res PS3 game, if that means anything, or a faster PS4 game, I don't care. I just want it. Give it to me, damn it, now. And that was good enough for me. And then Tetsuya Nomura, who revealed this thing, said, hey, I got one more thing to show you of a game that we're working on now. I'm thinking... be something dumb, right? Something for the Vita, which wouldn't be dumb, but yeah, blew my mind. I screamed at Versus, and I screamed at this. Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 was revealed, and they showed very, very early footage. It's probably not going to be in the game. It's probably just a teaser footage, but they showed Sora, and he picked up a Keyblade with basically looked like a 3, and then he ran away from a bunch of Heartless and Twilight Town. Yes, Twilight Town. And it blew my mind. I think I jizzed in my pants 3 times during that whole event. Yeah. And it says that it's being worked on. So, they won. I'm going to do a separate thing basically about them. I don't know. They won it at that point. Even though they had the dumb thing, at this point, halfway through, they won it. The indie games, the PS4 stuff, all the sizzle reels, and then these 2 things, they won it. Then they talked about Final Fantasy XIV, which is MMO, an MMO, which I don't really care about, but they said that PS3 and PS4 are gonna get the only console versions. Cool. I'm interested to see if they could bring that back from the grave because when it first came out, people did not like it. And then they showed Ubisoft, and they debuted gameplay, real live gameplay on stage of Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Watch Dogs. Both of them were pretty cool. There was some pirate ship stuff and running from fire. And then Watch Dogs, there was driving around, and then he threw the phone on the ground, and he's all like, "Don't you be calling people, I'm going to kill you." And cool. NBA 2K14 was revealed very quickly. The one sports game besides driving. So they basically knew, hey, we know you don't like sports. Let's move on to boom. The Elder Scrolls Online revealed a new trailer, saying that's going to debut in spring 2014. And, plus the PS4 version will receive the first beta. So that's pretty cool. Next, Mad Max. Who gives a shit about that property? It's really old. And it may be a classic movie, but who really wants to see something like that? I was hoping it was going to be Fallout 4, and I was disappointed. I guess I can't get every piece of candy. I don't want to be that greedy. Next, they revealed something that put the nail in the coffin. Up to this point, they showed amazing games, and it's like, yeah, you know what? Xbox One had amazing games. PS4 has amazing games. PS3 has amazing games. Cool. Everyone has very, very cool games. It's going to be between the two consoles and the features that make their difference. And this is it. Jack Tretton came on stage, and you could tell he had something in his eye. He was like, the PS4 will let you use games. If you get a disc, you can give that to friends. You can reuse it as many times as you want. You could sell it back. Boom. Which the Xbox One, if you don't know, basically you have to connect every 24 hours, and they restrict selling back games to one person or something. It's very confusing. Anyway, the PS4 will not restrict used games. It doesn't need to check accounts online for single-player games, which, if you didn't know, again, it scans every 24 hours. So if you don't have the internet, guess what? You're not going to be playing Xbox. Well, if you have the internet once every 24 hours, which I don't know you would, unless you bring it to a cafe. Very weird. So that happened. And then PS Plus will carry over. That's cool that it's not a separate thing. And also, you need PS Plus to play online games now, and it's kind of restricted, just like the Xbox Live Gold for the Xbox 360. But you know what? If they basically allow you to play offline, and they allow you to sell back used games and run off the disc, hey, I am all for that all the way. And I cannot tell you how excited both I was, because I just couldn't believe that they trumped Xbox like that. And also the crowd went wild. It's like they announced Half-Life 3, which if they did, people would explode, which they practically were. Anyway, moving on, they showed Destiny demoed on stage for the first time, which looked like Halo meets Borderlands, and it looks really, really awesome. I'm super glad that Bungie and Activision are actually going to the PS side of things, and while EA is going over to that side, which is very telling. Activision is kind of beloved, and EA is kind of not. I'm not going to make comparisons like that too much, but it's interesting to say the least. That was cool. They also talked about the Gaikai, which will be able to stream games. They'll be coming in early 2014, and when it does, they said you can stream PS3 games or something. And then they basically should have just came on stage, said, this next thing I'm going to say, and drop the mic, and then leave. That would have been the perfect end to the conference. And funny, too. As if they don't have already big balls from the stuff they were saying just before this. Anyway, the PS4 will be launching this holiday. They didn't give a release date because, obviously, they're still not sure when they want to launch it, either before Xbox One or during it. Who knows? Basically, it's going to be November, October, probably in there. Anyway, it's going to be launching at, wait for it, $399. I repeat, the PlayStation 4 does not restrict used games. You do not have to be online unless you want to be online, and you do have to pay for that. but it does not restrict you. It does not check to see if you're online and check you to make sure you're not whatevering stuff. And PlayStation Plus will carry over, meaning that you'll get free games. And I repeat, it will be $3.99. All the features that are forcibly struck into the Xbox One, boom, gone. And the price, it's $100 less. And basically, by the specs, both of them are about the same, but some people say that the PS4 is a little bit better. I have never seen a reaction like this in my life, except at a Nintendo conference when people announce Mario and Zelda and the fanboys go crazy. I am partial to Sony myself. I have nothing wrong against Xbox. There are plenty of games on Xbox 360 that I do enjoy. I just do not like some of the policies that they employ in their console. I'm a Sony guy, but I don't have anything against them. Like I said, Xbox One had a very good conference. I gave them a B+. I think they showed some amazing games, some very good promise, except for the restrictions they had. With Sony coming out and saying the PS4 does not have this, and it's $100 less, for people, when they talk about when people win things, when they win E3, it's very based on opinion, basically. Nothing like this has happened before where it's basically, this is definitive winning. They should have had Charlie Sheen come outside and say winning. Again, I do not want to get the Xbox people mad at me with the games they showed. It's going to be great, except for the policies they put on it, which I just think are very draconic. Maybe, in the end of the day, Sony will make a big mistake by not having these restrictions because piracy will run rampant on the PS4. Maybe Microsoft will make more money. Maybe Sony will tank. Who knows? Maybe people won't know about the Xbox One's restrictions and they'll buy it anyway and they'll be mad about it. At the end of the day, I'm very happy with Sony with these the price, the not restrictions, and Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy Versus 13, which who knows if those games were coming out, but with everything else they announced, the indie stuff, they brought it. They brought a bunch of nails. They pounded Microsoft and Xbox One into the ground, and I'm sorry, I don't know how they're going to get out of it. Sony, my hat's off to you. And now, because you didn't do it, I'm going to drop it a mic.